Hey friend, I'm Wendy McNeil. I'm the founder of Charli Jane Speakers, and since 2002, I've helped speakers go from, I think I want to speak, to, I just got booked. I'm a Nebraska girl living my dream of working with speakers, and in this podcast, I'm sharing simple strategies and the behind-the-scenes truth about what meeting planners actually respond to. We'll talk about pitches, talk titles, one-sheets, where to find legit opportunities, and the small moves that lead to big results. I'm a wife to my best friend of 35 years, mama to 4 amazing daughters, and nana to 12 grandbabies who totally have Nana's heart. So grab your coffee and let's get into it. Hi there, it's Wendy McNeil here with Charli Jane Speakers, and thank you for tuning in to today's podcast. It's going to be a great podcast. First, I'd like to welcome our visitors over to our free Facebook group. It is called Breakthrough Public Speakers. It is an awesome group to be in. We have speakers in there that kind of thinking about starting, and then we have speakers that have actually been in the industry for over 30 years. It is a powerhouse of information, and we also share some speaking opportunities and valuable tips in there. I will leave the link in the show notes so you can join us. Today, your speaker page is costing you bookings. Here's the fix. So this morning, I grabbed my coffee, and I started scrolling through some speaker websites. And that's kind of something I do more often than maybe I should. And I kept landing on the same feeling. It's so close. It is so close, but it's not quite there. Not quite there. Beautiful pages. Beautiful pages. Lovely headshots. Clearly talented people. But something was off in a way that's hard to name until you've been in the industry long enough to actually feel it. The page looked professional. It just didn't feel hireable. There's a difference. And it matters more than most speakers realize. I think about a season early on in running Charli Jane Speakers, around 2002. We had come out of a really hard stretch financially, and Mark and I was just starting to find my footings with the business. And by the way, Mark is my husband, 33 years, and my best friend. I was studying back then what made speakers bookable. I mean, really studying it because I needed to understand it deeply if I was going to help anyone else. What I kept coming back to was this. Event planners hire speakers they feel confident about. And confidence doesn't come from just credentials. It comes from the experience of landing on a page and thinking, yes, this is exactly who we need. Your page is either creating that feeling or it's quietly working against you. And most of the time, it's the smallest things. It's the smallest things. It could be a demo reel that opens with 30 seconds of your name on a screen instead of you connecting with the live audience. It could be a contact form that asks for, 8 pieces of information before someone can even say hello. It's testimonials that say, she was amazing, without giving a planner anything she can actually use to pitch you, if she has to bring this up, to a board or a team. It's a page that tries to do 4 jobs at once. Promote your podcast, sell your book, collect emails, and book you for speaking. And it ends up doing none of them very well. None of this is your fault. Nobody hands you a manual for this. And the hard truth is that most speakers build their pages from the inside out. From what feels important to them. instead of from outside in. The way a planner actually experiences it when they land on your page. After 24 years of watching what gets speakers booked and what doesn't, I can tell you, the page that wins is rarely the most impressive one. It is the clearest one. And I want to say that again. The page that wins is rarely the most impressive one because there's a huge amount of impressive speaker websites out there. It's the clearest one, always, hands down. That one that answers the planner's questions before she has to ask them. The one that makes the yes feel easy. Feel easy. You don't need a full redesign. You do not need a full redesign, my friends. You don't need to hire anyone or even start over. Most of the time, it's a handful of very focused changes. It could be a sharper opening line, maybe a video that starts strong, could be a testimonial that actually sells you, or one clear place for planners to go next. Doable momentum. I love to teach momentum. That is what I want you to get. And that's what this is. It is one page, not the whole book. Doable momentum. You've put too much into your speaking business to let a fixable page stand between you and the stages that you're meant to be on. So, come and do this work with us inside the Charli Jane Speakers Club. We now, and I am super excited, I just released this actually this week. We have AI powered tools. So I can't talk about these enough because they are super cool. There is not anything like this. Nothing that I have ever seen. And it is built on my teachings. It's one of a kind. Anyway, there's AI tools in there and they actually help you find real opportunities. And then the other tool helps you pitch them, your proposals. Everything is really automated in one system. And that's going to give you confidence. And we also have a community that is going to be there with you every step of the way. So I would love to have you in there. That's charlijane.com, CharliJane.com. And before I end the podcast, I always like to give away a freebie to my listeners. And it is the 50 events that are currently looking for speakers. Take a look at the list. It's free. See if you are a fit for anything and throw yourself out there and see what comes back. So I will talk to y'all later. Bye.